We're in the shadow phase of the Mercury retrograde, so be prepared for things to break, banking to glitch. Anything technology wise will glitch, tripping on your dog's leash 1,000 times or shit like that. A lot of that kind of stuff's going to happen. Uh, and we're in the shadow phase, so it's even before the main event, and it's going to last for about a month ish. Um, let's see. Today's topic that I'm going to talk about is the two main things, right? I'm sure I could probably list a lot more, but I'm going to do two today. Two things that are fully responsible for how intense your symptoms are, right? Um, so we'll talk about that. Just going to make sure I am live. Yes. Okay. See if anybody's. Hi, Sarah Alves. Good to see you. All right. So the two things that I would say that fuel the symptoms to scream at you with high intensity, right? It's a level of how much you're signaling the danger, right? So if you're freaking out, there's lots of danger. You're reaffirming. There's people screaming upstairs. Okay, I think we're good. Um, I think it's the catastrophize, eating lots of catastrophize, right? So if you're screaming down the hallway, screaming, fire, fire, danger, liger, bear, the alarm system is going to act accordingly, right? And that's the main one. And also how full your allostatic load is, right? If you're at a point of a system meltdown, right? Mayday, mayday, we're going to have a nuclear meltdown. We better get these alarms screaming to get his attention to process this energy because we're at capacity. We won't be able to handle all these things that are being piled on top of us. So something's got to give right now. We got to make the call. Nothing's coming in. Everything's getting out, right? So that's the main one. The second one is adding gasoline to the fire. When you freak out, you're reaffirming, yes, I'm in danger. Keep those alarms on, right? And the alarms are there to get your attention, but they've got your attention, and you're sending the response, right? And sometimes it's the right response. If you're in full danger, you need the support of the nervous system to guide you through this, right? To guide you through the chaos. So you're in the fire and you're screaming that you're in the fire. It's going to send more alarms. That's the way it's supposed to work. Doesn't that make sense? So just think about the opposite of that. Instead of eating catastrophize, right? We want to build that leverage of indifference over time and be indifferent to the symptoms, which allows the system to calm down. When it calms down, the symptoms start to turn off. And then you have less of what you fear. You freak out less, right? And the intensity lessens over time. But the more you freak out, the more you try to get rid of, the more the survival state goes up, and the more it's mayday, mayday, right? The alarm state goes up. Makes sense. You're feeding gasoline to this fire, right? It's burning, right? Makes sense. Also, it depends where you're at with the allostatic load. If you're just dealing with a little bit of back pain, right? You know, things are coming to the surface lightly. You can work through it. All right, you're okay, right? But if you're at a point where you've been suppressing for too many years, so you've been hit with a lot of curveballs in your life lately, maybe you just got out of a toxic relationship for 5 years, right? And all the shit that happened to you from before that are coming up to the surface, right? And now you're dealing with a full blown, right? A full blown alarm system that's screaming at you, right? So it all makes sense, right? And those are the two main reasons, right? They're the two indicators of how intense your symptoms are going to be, right? How you respond, the leverage of indifference that you send over time. And things we're human. You're not going to be sending the right response right away. So you're going to have a period where you're going to be eating catastrophized for a while. You're going to be catastrophizing, right? For a while, sending the message of keep that alarm on. You're going to be surviving through, white knuckling through, right? You're going to be in disease, right? You're not going to be in ease. You're going to be, right? Ease is, but our goal is going to be to get to that spot, right? We want to get into ease, but for us to get there, we have to start. You have to have more of what we don't want. We have to have more of the freakouts. Get them out of the way. Start allowing the symptoms to scream at you, right? To expose yourself to it over and over again. That thing has to come in and out, more symptoms. We need the symptoms because they can become opportunities for us to update and to build that leverage of indifference over time. Eventually, you will be able to send them a message of safety, well-being, and the danger with confidence. But you got to start, and it takes time. But in the beginning, right, we're going to be victims to these loud alarms, and we're going to freak out, especially with the doubt, right? It's going to win. And the thoughts, the OCD thoughts, the what-if thoughts, right? They love to put gasoline on the fire. They are the gasoline, right? And eventually, those thoughts are the doors that we need to use them to get to the other side to build that leverage of indifference, to bring that alarm state down. So the thoughts are great. They're a great door, I guess you could say. Yeah, they're a great door when you catch them, right? You use them as an opportunity. A door of opportunities, the what-if thoughts. They're great for that. Symptoms, of course, are also because you feel it in the body, but the thoughts, right? The thoughts are the main ones that really, because if you had pain but you don't have thoughts about the pain, you could just have pain and be like, okay, this hurts. I'm like at a 5 out of 10. I don't like this. This is constant, but my thoughts are chill. All right. But if you add the thoughts towards that, you're at a 10 out of 10. If you don't have any symptoms and you just have thoughts, you could be at a 10 out of 10, right? So I hope everybody's getting uncomfortable tonight with a Friday night, but I hope you're also enjoying it. This Sunday, 3:30 Eastern Time, we're doing a Halloween dance. So it's Elevate. You're just elevating, showing up. Get dressed into something. Hopefully people will show themselves on the camera because we usually only have half the people show up on the camera because it'd be nice if your cam was on, we could see what you're dressed up as. I'm gonna probably be I don't know yet. I haven't thought about it yet. My wife's gonna be a witch, so she'll be all geared up for that. So 3:30 Eastern Time, free Elevate. Let's make this the biggest one yet. I'm trying to get like 50 people. Let's have an Elevate Halloween party this Sunday, right? Let's make it big. So I'll put the link in the community tomorrow, so that everybody can make sure they're all there and joining in on the fun and the elevation and the good time. Hey, yep. Okay, let's see. So if there's any glitches, it's time. Did you have adrenal fatigue? Yeah, adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue syndrome, just random fatigue. Eventually, I just stopped labeling them because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter, right? You're in a survival state. You're going to have symptoms. You're going to have alarms screaming at you, right? So that's a bit of a relief. It's like, dude, you have all these different systems that are, right? If you were to zoom in, if you're in a state of fight or flight, if you were to zoom in, you're going to find some shit that looks like it's broken or it doesn't work right or it's unbalanced or there's an injury or there's a tick, 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 right? That's normal. So don't zoom in. Just assume, yeah, this is the way it's going to be. What do you expect? And in the future, when it's ready, it'll shift on its own without you micromanaging it. Awesome. Positively Oh, is that Whitney? I can't tell. That picture's so small. I used to have a big monitor, um, but I can't tell. Okay, because I have a friend, Whitney, who's starting her own podcast. So I don't know if that's you or not. I can't tell. But good to have you either way. Hey, Donnie, you hate setbacks. Well, you need them. Get used to them. Ask for more of them, right? You need 1,000 of them. So it's a teacher. It teaches you. Every time you have one, you learn something from it. Eventually, you got to challenge yourself to not send the same response when you have the setbacks. Because you can have 1,000 setbacks, but if you don't make the effort to learn them and change your response and use them as a learning tool, then you're just doing the same thing all the time. So our goal in this is to do things differently. First of all, to allow it to be there, not to try to fix, analyze, try to get rid of. Right? To be able to sit with the discomfort. So that's your challenge. That's your homework. When you have a setback, I want you to sit in the discomfort, sit in the fear of it, allow it to be there, and then engage. You're going to get better at it because you're going to build that leverage of indifference, right? It's something that you need to learn. It comes with experience. There's a bit of a learning curve with it. What is my opinion on a chiropractors who claim to cure all anxiety and mysterious symptoms? For me, that doesn't even make sense. So my opinion is that's bullshit. Unless they're doing something that has nothing to do with fucking adjusting your back. Or, well, you have a trapped nerve and it's activating an alarm. So you have your nervous system's out of balance, so it has to be realigned by... Right? If that's what they're saying, then no, that's bullshit. It's all about the programming. Right? It's all about the programming that you're updating up here. So they're not really much about, they're more about the physical adjustments. So if they're saying that, it's nonsense. It doesn't make sense. Nerve pain, migraines, panic attacks. Your channel is so helpful. Thank you, Natasha R5800. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for the support. And please, people, like, share, and subscribe if you can. Today was the day where the last of Sam's videos were put to private, and now we're going to take the time to have them move over to her channel. So that's going to be a bit of a, whatchamacallit, it's going to take some time to do that, right? And while that happens, because there's like 300 videos, every time that happens, it sets off the algorithm, right? So I'm going to be, for a while, where the algorithm is going to be like at 0, right? So I'm going to try to, for now, I'm just going to go live 4 times a week. We're going to go through a bit of a purge of the old videos, the old energy that was once Sam and I, to just me. So I have to have a little bit of a channel detox, right? Bit of a purge. And then after that, I'm going to go full on, probably in December, back to my normal content, plus the lives, because I love doing the lives. So, but until then, bear with me. I'm busy building, and I'm doing a hard reset on this channel, so it'll take some time. But I appreciate you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Only 80% of my viewers are subscribed, so I'd appreciate it if you find my information helpful or entertaining, or either of the above. Please like, share, and definitely subscribe. If anything, just subscribe. Well, since you're subscribed, you might as well like. And if you're liking already, you might as well share. Thank you. Salvation, my dude. How are we feeling? Amazing. Thanks for being there, XS Sir Carnage. Awesome. I wonder if we have any trolls today. Daniel Light. Hi. Pardeep Dang. Oh, yeah, I think we got a troll. Yes. I'm going to keep this one short today because I got a lot of editing to do. It's Friday. We're going to chill out a little bit. I didn't really have a topic, so I'm kind of just flying on the edge of my seat. Here we go. It's me. So I don't know who. Positive Whitney. I can't tell. I had a 31-inch monitor yesterday, but it was too big. So now everything's like tiny. That's okay. You know what I mean? That's okay. Show on the stream. Let's show this on the stream. Let's just show this. Here we go. Here you go. Can results from a comprehensive testing be helpful, like the lack of minerals and vitamin deficiency? Well, this is what I think, right? As soon as you get the tests, you become, right, you get sucked in by the labels. You wear that as a badge. For me, get the test done by the doctor, not a naturopath or functional medicine doctor, by a doctor to make sure your iron's all, somewhat good. If it's a little off balance, then they give you whatever you need to balance it out while you're going through this journey. Because I want people to be, reasonably safe. Always have guidance with a doctor so that, because I'm not a medical professional, so I got to cover my ass with that. But it's also good because you get the test done so you know where you're at. So you can lean on the results. So that when you have the thoughts and the freakouts, you can go, I don't have that. I'm good. So you can lean on it. But also remember, when we're in a state of fight or flight, I had the same shit, right? I was trying to fucking figure shit out with all the supplements, right? Magnesium, vitamin D3, blah, 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 because things were unbalanced. But that's what's going to happen. When you're in a state of fight or flight, things are not going to be balanced because that's not important. What's important is to keep you alive. It doesn't care if you suffer. It doesn't care if you're low on blah, 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 or if you're getting twitches or cramping in your muscles or muscle fatigue or, right? The twitching used to scare the shit out of me because I thought I had ALS. Because when you Google things, what do you get? Of course, the twitching. It didn't hurt, right? But it scared the shit out of me because when you go down the rabbit holes, you reactivate the nervous system, you put gasoline on the fire, and then you get more of what you don't want, more symptoms. So if I were you, get the testing that you need just to get a little bit of, sanity, and then that's it, right? Don't go to the functional medicine doctors to get all the biome checks to see if you have SIBO or if you're blah, 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 hair sample bullshit, because you're just going to get labels, beliefs, and then the doubt's going to be all over you because it's going to get you to keep fixing the, you got to patch the holes in the leaky gut. You got to, right? So you're going to go down all these beliefs and rabbit holes that are bullshit. But then again, some people need to go down that rabbit hole, 1,000 rabbit holes, so they can see that it's none of that. It's not the fucking parasites. It's not the candida. It's none of that shit. But some people have to go down that road to cross all the dots so they can go, okay, I did all that. That was nonsense. Now I'm ready, right? So if you need to go down, go down it. But I'm saying it's all a waste of time. You got to focus on the work. And eventually, the nervous system will recalibrate. The survival state will come back down to zero, back into the green area. Your allostatic loads will empty, and everything will heal as a consequence, and it knows how to heal itself without you micromanaging all the parts. So that's how it works. Let's see what else. Okay, what we got? Helmut is building something amazing, everyone. Just you wait. Oh, okay, it is Whitney. Okay, yeah. Good shit. Yeah. Alrighty. Good. So we're gonna have you as a guest also. We're gonna have you on probably, I don't know, next week or something, because I'm on 4 times a week. So we'll get you on there. She's gonna have her own podcast, so go subscribe to her now while she's getting all set up. Go find Whitney and add her while you can. Okay. What do we got here? Don't lean too much on the nutrient stuff. That's it. I took a buttload of supplements and got my numbers to incredible levels, and yet my symptoms were worse. More evidence that it's all in the brain. Exactly. And the thing is, you're always going to be chasing the supplements and the levels. You're always going to have to level up, right? It'll always come down or up or left, right. Or you're always going to have to level up. So it's best to, right, always get checked. But then, right, but then trust the process. It'll balance itself out. And you know what? It'll come to a point where you'll never need supplements. You'll get it naturally from the food that you eat, naturally from the sun, right? And from the air that you breathe. Good enough, right? With ease. With ease. Not like before, you fucking pump all these supplements at high dose and it's not even doing anything. And now I'm not even doing shit and I'm like got fucking perfect levels of fucking, right? So, yeah, that's how it works. Have I seen podcaster Chris Williamson story about his health? He has been given every single label and followed every single protocol imaginable. He's stuck in infinite rabbit holes. No, I haven't. I'm going to write them down. So maybe go into the comments and tell them to watch my shit. Maybe that'll... But sometimes it's hard to get these people's attention. And that makes sense because they got like so many followers and shit. Yeah, there's a lot of people, right? Celine Dion dealing with some shit. Jordan Peterson, he's dealing with mold issues. It's not the mold though. There's a lot of celebrities and rock stars and actors and people out there that are having and everyday people, right? Us, they're having all kinds of fucking problems. It's like it's skyrocketing, and we know why. There's a lot more stress out there. So I had an overload of parasites I had to address, not ignore them. Relief. Yeah, but it's always like, but how did it get there, right? It's all mind body. I told him, too. Yep, he needs to hear it. Exactly. Awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Today's a short one. I will see everybody at the dance, hopefully, the elevating dance on Sunday. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Also afterwards at 5 o'clock. That's right, because Fridays and Sundays, I'm here at 5 o'clock. Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm here at 11 a.m. Eastern Time.